2/7 and 6/7, I get 8/7. How come that was so easy? They have the same denominator. Imagine if you had a bunch of pizzas that were cut in different sizes, and you picked a random one and a random one, and they're two different sizes. You have two pieces of pizza, but to figure out the area of the full pizza that you have, you need a common denominator. So down here, I don't have a common denominator. So what do? Times the 4 times the 3, and the common denominator is 12. Why does that work? Right, so if I had a third, a third of a piece of pizza and a fourth of a pizza, and I cut the third, wait a minute, that's a sixth, sorry. So a third would be bigger. It would look like this. Anyway, so I cut this one into 4 pieces, and I cut this one into 3 pieces. Now all of the pieces are the same size. So how many pieces do I have? 7, and how big is each piece? It's 1/12 of a pizza. Well, these were 2 different sizes, but when I cut them, now all of these pieces are the same. Make sense? So, oh, it's 2/3 and 3/4. Anyways, so this would be, I'm sorry, 1/3 plus 1/4 would be 7/12. But over here, we didn't have 1/3. We had 2/3. So I times this one by 4, and I times this one by 3, and I get 8 plus 9 is 17/12. Okay? Well, what if I had, let's do 5/6 plus 3/4. What would my common denominator be? I could do 24, but 24 is bigger than needed. How come 12 works? They both go into 12. So let's look at what's really going on here. Well, this factors into 2 times 3, and this factors into 2 times 2. So my common denominator needs enough 2's and 3's to cover this and to cover this. Okay? So how many 2's does my common denominator have to have? Well, there are 3 out there. But if I wrote 2, does that cover this side? Yes. Does it cover this side? No. It needs a second one. Now if I look at it, does this cover that? Yes. Does it cover this? Yes. Is there 1 2 in the denominator? Yes. Are there 2 2's in the denominator? Yes. Do I need a third one? No. All you need is the maximum number that appears on either side. Okay, you don't need to add them all together. You just need enough to cover one side and then the other side. So then I also need a 3. Okay? Well, if I look at this denominator, what is it missing according to my common denominator? What does the common denominator have that that side does not have? A second 2. So I times this by 2. All right? What is this one missing? A 3. So I times this by 3, which is 10 plus 9 is 19 over 2 times 2 times 3 is 19/12. Well, I'm trying to teach you what's going to happen in the more complicated equations. Of course, you're never going to do it the slow way, right? We're much faster. All right, so let's do 1/4 plus, no, let's not do 2. 1/4 plus 1/6 minus 1/15. Now again, you could find the answer in a much faster way, but I'm going to show you how to break it down in such a way that's going to help us later today. So this is 2 times 2, this is 2 times 3, and this is 3 times 5. So what is my common denominator going to say? How many 2's do I need? I need at least 2. I could put 3 in there, but then I'm going to have to simplify later, so I don't want to put 3. 2 times 2. What else do I need? 1 3 and 1 5. Okay? So what is this missing? So 3 times 5, so I'm going to multiply this by 15. What is this side missing? It has a 2 and a 3. It needs another 2, and it needs a 5. So this is going to be times 10. What is this missing? The 2 2's. It's missing a 2 2. So we're going to times this by 4. But remember, it's negative 1 times 4. So 15 plus 10 is 25. Minus 4 is 21. 21 over all of that. Does anything simplify? No. What if it was 20 over 2 times 2 times 3 times 5? A 5 would cancel, and both of the 2's would cancel. No, 3 does not go into 20. Oh, in this case, sorry. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. You're right. I missed that. So it's 7, and this cancels. So it's 7 over 4 times 5 is 20. All right. We're going to apply that to rational expressions that have variables in it. So open up your books to page 57. Look at number 1 on page 57. What is my common denominator? 11x. So 27 minus 5 is 22 over 11x. Does anything simplify? 22 over 11x turns into 2 over x. The 11's cancel. Okay. Skip over to number 3. I already have common denominators. How do you add 2x and 2? It's just 2x plus 2. So 2x plus 2 over x plus 1. Does the top factor? Yes, I can pull out a 2. If I pull out a 2, what's left? X plus 1, does anything cancel? My x plus 1's cancel, and the answer is just 2. Okay? So I'm not going to do 4, but look at 4. I can factor the bottom. So I have a common denominator. Well, let's go ahead and do it. So 3x plus 9 over this, but does the bottom factor? Yes. I can't pull anything out, but it is a quadratic. X plus 3 and x plus 3. Does the top factor? What can I pull out? I can pull out a 3 times. So x plus 3 cancels x plus 3, and my answer, 3 over x plus 3. Okay, these are the easy ones, so it's going to get a lot harder. Number 5, just for a hint, number 5, how does the denominator factor in number 5? Five x minus 7 and 5x plus 7. Okay, look at number 6. Do I have a common denominator? No. So, does this one factor? No. Does this one factor? Yes, I can pull out a 3 and I get x plus 2. So, my common denominator needs to have everything that's in the other two denominators. So what would my common denominator be? It needs an x plus 2. It also needs a 3. Does anybody not get that? Okay, I think that's a good sign. So, what is this denominator missing? Nothing. It has everything already. Okay, this one is missing a 3. So I times the numerator by 3. So it's 9 minus 2 is 7. Is anything going to cancel? No, so I need to multiply the denominator again, but I already know what it is. It's this. And that will speed things up for you. A lot of times you already know what the denominator should be, so don't waste your time multiplying it back in. So the answer is 7 over 3x plus 6. Okay. Let's do number 8. Can I factor the first denominator? Pull out a 2. What's left? 2x minus 1. Can I factor the second denominator? Yes, pull out a 5. 2x minus 1. So my common denominator needs everything that's in all of the other denominators. So what does the denominator? What does the denominator need? It needs a 2 and a 5 and a 2x minus 1. Okay, so the first denominator only lacks a 5. So I times the numerator by 5. The second denominator lacks a 2, so I times that by 2, and I get 25 plus 2 is 27. Will anything cancel? 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, so no, they don't have any common factors. So now what do I do? I put it all back in, so this is a 10, and I put a 10 inside there. So 27 over 20x minus 10. Get it? Good job. Let me put that in before I forget. Look at number 10. So I need to factor the 20, which is 2 times 2 times 5, and then x squared. What belongs in my common denominator? A 5. What else? A 2 and a 2. What else? How many x's? X squared. Now everything that you see here and here shows up in there, and then you just look and see what the other things are missing. What is the 20x squared missing? Nothing. It has everything. What is the 5x missing? It needs 1x, and it needs a 2 times a 2. So I'm going to multiply this by 4x. And that gives me 8x minus 3. 8x minus 3. Does 8x minus 3 factor? No. So I can't pull anything out. So I need to multiply all this together, but I already know what that is. It's 20x squared. So 8x minus 3 over 20x squared. Okay, they're about to get more difficult. Let's do 11. All right. Can I factor the first denominator? Signs are the same. They're both negative. Factors of 2 that add to be negative 3. X minus 2 and x minus 1. So what does my common denominator need? It needs an x minus 2 and an x minus 1. Now everyone's clear on that, right? Okay. So what is the first one missing? Nothing. What is the second one missing? X minus 1. But be careful. This is actually a negative 3. So I like to put the negative up here and times it by x minus 1. So that gives me negative 3x plus 3. And I'm going to add that to 3, which gives me negative 3x plus 6. Now I should check to see if the top will factor. Can I pull anything out of the top? A 3. If I pull out a 3, what am I left with? Negative x plus 2. Or negative x plus 2, which is really close to what I would like to see. So if I pull out a 3, I have 3 times negative x plus 2. I would really like this to say x minus 2. Is that possible? Pull out a negative 3. And that would change the x to a positive and the 2 to a negative. And then all of a sudden, my x minus 2's cancel. And my answer is negative 3 over x minus 1. Did that make sense? Wow, you guys are doing awesome. This is really stuff that confuses people. Okay, then I must be doing a good job. All right. Let's do 12. So the first one does not factor. The second one, we need to factor the hard way. 2x squared times negative 5 is negative 10x squared. So I times these together. Are there factors of negative 10 that add to be 9? 10 and negative 1. So I'm going to rewrite 2x squared minus 1x plus 10x minus 5. Group. So this, I multiplied these and got negative 10x squared. Then I found the factors of 10 that added to be 9, which were negative 1 and 10. And I just rewrote the equation, and instead of 9, I did negative 1 and 10. So when I group, what can I pull out of the first group? X. And I'm left with 2x minus 1, which is really nice because the other side had a 2x minus 1, so that'll help things out. What can I pull out of the second set? A plus 5, and I'm left with 2x minus 1. So, what is my common denominator? So I need an x plus 5, and I also need a 2x minus 1. So what is the first set missing? An x plus 5. What is the second set missing? Nothing. It already has both of them. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit harder. I need to distribute this. So, x squared plus 5x minus 3x minus 15, and then I have to add that to the other side, so I might as well just put the x plus 5 right next to that. Everybody caught up so far? Simplifying that, I get x squared. 5 minus 3 plus 1 is plus 3x. And my constant is going to be minus 10. Yes, Sadie. 5 minus 3 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Okay. Now, I need to factor the numerator. What do I know about the signs of the numerator? X plus, x minus. Are there factors of 10 that add to be 3? So 5 and negative 2. Can I cancel anything? X plus 5 cancels x plus 5, so my answer is x minus 2 over 2x minus 1. Now, I have this sneaking suspicion that Josh wanted to stop me. Did anybody see a way to make this easier? Oh, you let me down. All right. Let's do number 14. Now this is a subtraction, so it's probably a good idea to move that negative up to the 5, or you might forget. What is my common denominator going to have in it? It's going to have a 3x plus 1 and an x minus 4. So what is my first denominator missing? An x minus 4. And my second one needs a 3x plus 1. So if I multiply that out, I get 2x minus 8 minus 15x minus 5. I simplify, negative 13x minus 13. Is that what you guys got? I put those together. Now, can I pull something out of this? I could pull a 13 out. What would be left? An x plus 1. Is that going to cancel anything down here? No. Negative x minus 1, which is still not going to cancel anything. So even if I factored that, I don't have an x plus 1 on the bottom. So that's not going to work. So that's my numerator. How do I find the denominator? I multiply these back in. So 3x squared. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. 1 times x is 1x. So negative 12x and 1x. Is it negative 11x minus 4? No, that one didn't simplify. So when you multiply those back in, you just have to multiply back the old way. Because we didn't have it to begin with. We had to create it. All right. You want me to do 15? Okay. Your assignment today is all the way to 21, but I'll do 15 for you. What is my common denominator going to have in it? X minus 7 and x plus 7. So this one's missing an x plus 7, and this is missing an x minus 7. So x squared plus 7x plus 7x. Those cancel, right? Wait, sorry. Minus 49. So x squared plus 14x minus 49. Does that factor? Almost. If the signs were the same, it would work. But the signs are different, so it doesn't factor. If this was a plus, then it would factor. So what's my... on top I have x squared plus 14x minus 49. On the bottom, what do I have? X squared minus 49. And they may have made a mistake on that one. I bet they meant it to be a plus. Well, they really screwed up if that's what they wanted. Anyway, sometimes the book does have mistakes in it. Okay, I want you to go all the way to 21 today. Good luck.